Evening, friends. This is a poem prescribed for class 10 board examinees, English Communicative, Code 101. So, those who have opted for 101, English Communicative, this is one of the poems prescribed for board exam. The title of the poem is Mirror, written by Sylvia Plath. Now, the poetess is reflecting upon the perception of the mirror. In the poem, the mirror looks at a woman who comes every morning to look into the mirror her image. So, the speaker of this poem is the mirror itself. The mirror says that it reflects exactly what it sees. It has no preconception or preoccupied ideas about a person. It shows objectively what it sees. So its reflection is quite objective. So the first part of the poem is about the perception of the mirror, about the image of a person who intently relies on the reflection. The mirror says that its reflection is quite objective and it is free from any bias or any kind of human feeling, because the mirror has been described as silver and exact and free from any kind of human emotions and feelings, as mirror is neither having human feelings such as love and hatred. It is only truthful to the person who looks into the mirror. So the first part of the poem, the mirror, is the perception of the mirror about its reflection of the image of a person who stands in front of it, for knowing what exactly she looks like. The second part of the poem is about the fact that the woman has always looked into the mirror right from her youth, when she was young and beautiful. So the mirror has already swallowed her youth and beauty. When she was young, the mirror reflected her beauty and youth. Now she is searching that lost youth and beauty into the depth of the mirror, but she is quite at anguish and dismay to know that she is no more young and beautiful. Her youth and beauty has been drowned into the mirror. Metaphorically, the mirror has swallowed her youth and beauty. So, the second part of the mirror is about the woman's mortality and aging, which she is not ready to accept. She is growing old and aged, but still she is searching her lost youth and beauty into the depth of the mirror. But the mirror always shows the real image of the woman. She's getting aged, and her aging is now making her little bit anguished at the reflection, and she desperately behaves like a fish out of water, terrible fish out of water. Now the third part of the poem is about that when the woman is not, happy with the reflection the mirror shows, she turns towards the lake, and she bends over the lake to see. So the mirror here is now comparing the bending of the woman over the lake to that metaphorical reflection that the mirror shows. And in the depth of the lake, she's searching her lost youth and beauty. But in that depth of the lake also, she finds that she is no more young and beautiful. Then she turns towards the candles and moon, which actually do not show her real image. They hide the real images by shadowing her face and show her still young and beautiful. So the fact that the illusion of the woman is that she thinks that the candle and the moon are liars, because they don't reflect exactly and objectively what she really looks like. She once again turns toward the mirror and finds that the mirror is quite faithful and is reflecting her real image objectively, even at an age when she is growing old. The third part of the poem is that the mirror has always looked upon the opposite wall for long, so they have a long association with each other. And the mirror has shown the wall growing pink and in color due to the dirt and the old surface. So the the opposite wall has become an integral part of the mirror, as they have been in long association with each other. So this is about their association. And then finally, the behavior of the woman at the end of the poem is just like a terrible fish out of water, because the anguish of her essaying can be reflected in the last part of the poem, when the poet says that she is not ready to accept the bitter reality of her life, that she is no more young and beautiful. Therefore, she behaves like a fish rising out of water, terrible fish rising out of water. So that is how the summary of the poem is now compounded as. And the summary says that every human being, man or woman, is bound to get aged, and the mortality cannot really be escaped by us. The woman is not ready to accept the bitter reality of her aging, and therefore she is left with anguish and desperation of losing her youth and beauty, because the youth and beauty that she had once has been drowned into the mirror, and now the mirror cannot retain back her young age and her beautiful face. Therefore, she behaves like a fish, terrible fish rising out of water. Thank you. Have a nice evening.